Hi, so just a quick video to talk through how you could set this up. So it is a little bit trickier when you have more than one question per casino here. If you just had one question for each, we could easily set up some question randomization to randomly present 5 out of the 8 as long as they actually met the criteria to see as many of them as they were supposed to see. But in this case, what we can do is we can actually use the survey flow to randomly assign embedded data to people so that if they select more than 5, that they're only presented with 5. So to do this, we would go into the survey flow area. In terms of the blocks, it's actually in block 5 that contains the question asking which casinos they use. So in this case, we would add an option below here and we would add a randomizer. Inside the randomizer, we're going to add branches, and these branches are going to be basically what you actually already have set up on the questions in this case, which are going to be basically if they've answered one of the first 5 scale points for each casino. So in this case, we would say if question, and it's actually question 11 that this is based off of. And then in here, there's quite a lot of different options. What we're actually going to do is we are going to go and have a look at the first casino here. And we're going to say recode. And these are the recode values assigned, so they'll be from 1 till 8. And we're interested if they select between 1 and 5, basically. So we can say if this option is greater than or equal to 1, and question 11, the same one, recode, is less than or equal to 5. So basically we're saying if they select one of the first 5 scale points, then they qualify to see the questions for this specific casino. So in here we would add an embedded data called Danske, excuse my pronunciation, Danske Spiel. And then for the value, we would say something like yes or true, or this can be whatever you want it to be. So let's just say true, for example. So that's it for one of the casinos. So then we would just go ahead and duplicate this branch, edit the conditioning, and just move to the next casino. So the next one would be Simba Games. Recode is greater than or equal to 1. And Simba Games recode is less than or equal to 5. And then we just change here, Simba Games is equal to true. And we would do that for each one of the casinos. So I'm just going to go ahead and duplicate this out 8 times. I'm not going to edit the conditioning and so on, but I just want to make sure we have all 8 casinos in here. Just pretend that I have now edited all of these so that they are showing the correct logics. Then inside the randomizer, it says randomly present 8 of the following elements. So we want to reduce that down to 5 of the following elements. We can also set this to evenly present the elements so that if there is one casino maybe that isn't selected quite often, then we can make sure that it is shown to people most of the time so that they're actually, you're getting some responses for that question. That's completely up to you. But basically what this randomizer is now doing, it is randomly presenting 5, maximum of 5 embedded data, one for each of the casinos, so it's randomly selecting 5 of them, but it will only randomly select ones that they actually meet the branch criteria for. So if someone is randomly presented this one as one of their 5, if they don't meet this criteria, it will just move on to the next one. So if they select less than 5, then they won't see all 5, they'll only see however many they actually qualify for. But it's only if they select more than 5 that they qualify for, then this is helping you choose 5 of the options for it. So that's it in the survey flow. You would just go ahead and save the flow. And then the last thing is just to apply some skip or some display logic to the actual questions in your block. So if I now go down to here, I see that you already have a lot of display logic set up on here. This is no longer necessary because basically we've set up those branches in the survey flow now to do the exact same thing. So instead what this should read is if, and I won't save this because I don't want to mess anything up or change anything for you, but you would now say if embedded data, and then this one is going to be for the first casino. So you type in the first casino name, and this is case sensitive, so it has to be the exact same way as you typed it in your survey flow. So I can't remember the first one, my apologies, but I do remember the second, which is Simba Games. And like I say, it's case and space sensitive, so you need to make sure this is the exact same as the embedded data in your survey flow, and then is equal to true, which is the value you gave it. So this is saying only show this question if they were assigned the embedded data that says they should see Simba Games, and click save. And you would do that for each question in here and make sure that it's only being shown if they are assigned the embedded data of interest. Now I see here also you are using pipe text for choice description 1, choice description 2, and so on. That's perfectly fine. I mean, all that's going to do is just paste in Dancespiel, Simba Games, and so on in here. But if it's getting a little bit tricky for you to understand quite which one the logic should be based off of, you could just swap this out and actually type in the casino name in here if you want. But basically, they're the 2 steps. First of all, we need to set in the survey flow to randomly assign up to 5 embedded data fields, and then in the survey itself, we need to apply some embedded data or some display logic based off of that embedded data to make sure the questions are only displayed if they're supposed to be displayed. So I hope that answers your question, but if you do have any issues or problems setting this up, please just let me know.